granniopteryx, granniopteryx. She knows the truth, she's linking every link.
Hello, I'm recording this on Thursday the 26th of February, which is the day of the Gorton and Denton by-election. And Gorton and Denton is a constituency in the Greater Manchester area, and the whole of that part of Britain used to be heavily industrialised, and for that reason was always heavily skewed politically towards the Labour Party. And traditionally, it's always had Labour representatives. This election will be seen as the Labour voters' opinion of our government's performance. Now, a lot of people are quite dissatisfied with the Labour government, including traditional voters, so reform was showing quite well. But one of the wild cards is the recently resurgent political group, the Green Party. This is Zach Polanski, the snaggle-toothed garden gnome who is head of the Green Party. The Green Party used to be all ecological, but now the green more refers to a colour that's most associated with the various flags of Muslim countries. Let's see if I can find some here. Yeah, here we are. You see a heavy emphasis on green there. And the Green Party has become explicitly Muslim and particularly Pakistani in emphasis. So let's see the flag of Pakistan, which is the worst designed flag in the world. It looks like somebody had a petticoat and they didn't have enough green material, so they just tacked a bit of white onto the end of it. However, that's my opinion. So why do we now have a change from British issues to tribal issues, and specifically to the tribal issues of another land? Well, let's have a look at this. This is WIO News, which is an Indian news outlet, and they are interested in this as well. Why is UK's Green Party using Urdu in campaign videos and leaflets? And then they say what we know. Now, I'm sorry about the plain page here and none of the photographs, but the actual full fat page is so full of adverts, it's just next to unreadable. Green Party activists in Gorton and Denton ran an Urdu language campaign targeting Muslim voters, criticising Labour and reform over Gaza. The candidate is called Hannah Spencer. She's being marketed as a plumber, but she may know about plumbing, but she's a very wealthy woman living in a very nice area of Manchester, of Greater Manchester, but that's something else. She's seen in videos speaking in Urdu and visiting local businesses in Greater Manchester's constituency. In the campaign leaflets, which are written in both English and Urdu, Spencer is seen wearing a red and black keffiyeh, a traditional Middle Eastern scarf often worn to show support for Palestinians. And she's posing in front of a mosque. And then she says, "Push the falling walls one more time. Labour must be punished for Gaza." Now, you can punish Labour for all sorts of failings, taxing education, destroying small businesses, literally killing farmers. The complete fiasco of the Chagos Islands, which, as I understand now, is actually falling apart. And they are now preparing the ground to give away Gibraltar. And that's apart from the local issues. Is there one Labour council that runs an efficient borough? Let's have a look at Birmingham. Let's see. They have a small problem with rubbish in Birmingham. And then there are, of course, the grooming gangs, or rather the rape gangs. And they're all in not all, but overwhelmingly in Labour-controlled areas. So there is plenty to punish Labour for, and all Hannah can talk about is Gaza. There's a channel called Sanity for Sweden, run by Stefan Tunedal, And he talked about his hope for Sweden as conservative voices like him are being heard more and repeated more often. And he used the example of monkeys on Koshima Island in Japan. So I have, here we are. Japanese macaques on Koshima Island, famously observed in the 1950s, learnt to wash sandy, sweet potatoes in fresh water to clean them. They were given sweet potatoes, which were just sort of dumped onto the sand, and one of the monkeys decided she didn't like the sand, so she started washing her. She got the idea of washing the potato in water, and then a bit later on, other monkeys who'd copied her found that if they washed the potatoes in seawater, it changed the taste of the sweet potato, and now it's become a standard thing for them to do. And this is called this is an example of cultural transmission, in which one monkey learns from another monkey, and pretty soon they're all doing it. And this is what Mr. Tunadal was talking about in his hopes for the cultural transmission of, well, what are sometimes called right-wing views, although what others will call are just plain sensible views. And it's true, that is happening, but we have to consider that it's also happening in the other way. Muslims in this country are changing our way of thinking, and not to the good. Let's give the example of dogs. Dogs used to be just pets and companions, and now there are whole arguments over them. We've stopped thinking of our dogs simply as companions, socially or in work. We now have to add another layer of justifying them. And after that, there won't be much of a step to have a whole attitude to dogs that's skewed by this pressure to have to justify why you're keeping one in your house. And bit by bit, we are being Islamified. That's cultural transmission too, working in a way I don't think Mr. Tunadal would find at all hopeful. So we have to think about that as well. We are being culturally colonised, and it's happening because we're allowing it to happen. Basically, we're being far too polite to Muslim radicals who see an opportunity for power and are seizing it. You can't actually blame them for that. If they're being allowed to do this, then why shouldn't they do it? Most of them feel no particular loyalty to this country as Britain. They see it as a place where they might have a more comfortable life, and that's about it. And so when they see a chance to take advantage of this and reshape the country in their image, they're going to do that. And the fact that we're letting them is no fault but our own. Okay. Well, I'm interested to see how the Green Party turns out in Gorton and Denton, and I am just hoping that the division of the Muslim vote into the Green Party and the Labour Party might give reform a boost, because that's what we need. Not that I'm that happy about everything reform is doing, but what I want is for it to become obvious. Personally, my personal wish is that it's made obvious to the Labour Party that they are in the wrong direction and that they should mend their ways. They won't, but that will give courage to other parts of the country to vote against them as well. And that's really the important thing. All right, till next time. You can help my channel by subscribing and clicking the notification bell. That's quite important. And by sharing if you're so inclined. Links to my other channels and to donation methods are in the description. But the best way you can help is simply by clicking like and notify. Thank you.